Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We were discussing the chapter body movements in which we have studied about the skeletal system, the various type of joints. Now we will study body movements in different animals. The first animal which we have to read is earthworm. I hope you must have seen an earthworm. It has a long and cylindrical body. You must have seen in rainy season they come out from the soil. And have you ever seen that if you disturb them from one side, they start moving from the other side? So they can move from both their sides. Let us study about the locomotion in earthworm. An earthworm has a long and cylindrical body, as I told you, which is made up of many rings joined end to end. It has a liquid skeleton which helps in maintenance of the body shape. On the under surface of the body, a number of minute bristles are present that helps the earthworm to get a firm grip on the ground. Muscles attached to these bristles helps to contract the body. Then two types of muscles are found in earthworm. One is the circular muscle and other is the longitudinal muscles. When the circular muscle contracts, the segments become long and thin, as if you have played with a balloon, which is a monkey like balloon which has a tail, and if you contract that tail, you can see it becomes long and thin. Similarly, when longitudinal muscle contract, the segments become shorter and thicker. The earthworm moves by lengthening and shortening of the body with the help of circular and longitudinal muscles. Now first see at the A figure on the screen. You can see the back end and the front end. First, the earthworm contracts the circular muscles of the front segment. See, this is the first front segment. First, it contracts the circular muscles of the front segment. As a result, the body becomes long and moves a little ahead, like you can see in the figure B. The body has moved a little ahead by withdrawing the bristles from the ground. Now what happens? Then the longitudinal muscles of the front part of the earthworm contracts. Now these longitudinal muscles contract, and when these longitudinal muscles contract, they become short and thick. See, now here in figure C, they have become short and thick. The bristles of the front part now grip the ground, and the segment at the rear part, this part, the other end of the earthworm becomes, now this end becomes long and thin due to contraction of the circular muscles here. Now again this rear muscles will contract and firm in the ground, and then again this front end of the muscle, circular muscles will contract. This is how first it lengthens its body from one end, then from other end, then it shortens its body and it moves ahead. Now the second animal is movement in snail. The snail is a soft animal. It has a hard shell over it that protect it from heat and enemies. They have a large foot enable which is made up of strong muscles. This foot produces a oily substance or a slimy substance called mucus, which reduces the friction between the foot and the ground surface, and the muscles of the foot enable the snail to move forward. As you have read in friction also in class 4 and 5, or you have seen in your home also, when you put some oil on the ground, you can slip easily. Why? Because the friction between your foot and the ground is reduced. So similarly, the snail produces mucus which reduces the friction between the foot and the ground, and with the help of the foot it easily moves. Now third, we have to study about locomotion in cockroach. Cockroaches have jointed legs. They have 3 pairs of jointed legs and strong muscles to pull these legs. Joint legs and strong muscles help them to walk and run. Their feet have tiny claws also that help them to climb on the wall. Cockroaches have two pairs of wings, but they can fly only a short distance. The outer hard exoskeleton of the cockroach is made up of different parts which helps in the movement of the body. Cockroaches have also sense organ, a pair of antennae that smell things and a pair of cerci that can detect very slight movement. Then next is you have to study about locomotion in snake. You have seen a snake, you have seen that snake also don't have limb. They don't have leg, yet they have ability to move very fast. Now how do they move? They move by crawling on their belly. The snake has a long and flexible vertebral column. Each vertebra is connected to a pair of ribs which are connected to the belly scales at the bottom. It has scales at the bottom now. The strong muscles attached to the ribs, vertebra and belly scales are responsible for the movement of a snake's body. Then how does it move? See, it moves in a wave like structure motion. You have read a wave motion now? To and fro around a fixed position like and moves forward. First it moves by turning its body into several loops on alternate side. You can see these are the loops. One loop is in this direction, then this direction, then this direction, then this direction. Each loop gives a forward push by pressing against the ground. When each loop makes a slight movement in forward. Since its long body makes many loops and each loop gives a forward push, the snake moves forward very fast. It does not allow movement in a straight line, it produces a wave like motion. Then next is locomotion in fish. You must have seen fish. What is the shape of the fish body? It is boat shape, means the head and the tails are smaller than the middle portion of the body. The body is pointed at both the ends. It is also called a stream-like body or a boat-shaped body. Why is the body boat shape or streamline? Just to overcome the resistance offered by the water and enable the fish to swim through the water. Now the fish also, like snake, makes loops. The fish moves in side wave like manner. This movement is made possible by strong muscles attached to the flexible backbone. During swimming, the front part of the body curves to one side and the tail part of the opposite side. You can see in this figure. See, the front part is curving this side and the tail part is covering this side. Then in the next step, the front part will go to the opposite side and tail in this side. Then see, again the front part will go this side and the tail in the opposite direction. Like this, during swimming, the front part of the body curves to one side and the tail part curves to the opposite side. The fish forms a curve or a loop and quickly the body and the tail curves the other side. This produces a jerk and pushes the body forward. A series of such jerks make the fish to swim ahead. The fins present on the body helps in movement. The fins on the body of the fish help maintaining the balance of the body and the direction while swimming. They also act like brakes when the fish need to stop on the way. The tail fin acts like a radar that helps the fish to change the direction while swimming. This is how a fish swims. Now, how do birds fly? You know, birds have various adaptations that help them to fly. First, like fish, its body is also streamlined or boat shaped. Then, the forelimbs are modified into wings, which help them to fly, and the hind limbs are used for walking. Then the body is streamlined, which help to cut the air current. Then bones are hollow, which makes the body very light. and they have powerful chest muscles which help them in flapping their wings during flight. These are the adaptations of the birds which help them to fly. This is all in this chapter. In the next period, we will discuss the question answers of this chapter.